In the quiet hours of the night, when no one is watching and the noise of the world fades, anxiety does not sleep. It creeps in, tightening its grip on the mind, whispering fears that do not exist and doubts that have no shape. We have all felt it. And yet, 2,000 years ago, men in togas, standing before empires, facing exile, death, and ruin, learned how to silence that inner storm, not by running from it, but by turning and facing it with eyes unblinking. This is not a modern cure. It is an ancient sword. This is Stoicism. Anxiety is not new. It is not some invention of our age. The Stoics, centuries before the birth of modern psychology, were already dissecting the human soul with surgical precision. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome, sat alone in his tent, writing in his journal while war raged outside. "You have power over your mind," he wrote, "not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That was not a metaphor. That was a man drowning in responsibility, haunted by uncertainty, and choosing every day not to be ruled by fear. We live in an age where control is an illusion, a notification, a headline, a word from a stranger, and our hearts begin to race. We panic over things we cannot touch, cannot see, and yet feel as real as fire. But what is anxiety, truly? It is the mind's attempt to grasp at the wind, to predict, to protect, to prepare, at the cost of our peace. The Stoics did not deny this feeling. They studied it. They stared it down. Seneca, once exiled by an emperor and surrounded by political treachery, wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." He did not mean that our pain was fake. He meant that our minds build cages more terrifying than any dungeon, that we die 1,000 deaths in thought before anything has even touched us. But the Stoic does not waste their breath on what if. The Stoic does not kneel before fear, because we are not made to be passive spectators in our own suffering. We are made to endure, to adapt, and above all, to rule ourselves. Imagine this: a man standing at the edge of ruin, everything he loves slipping through his fingers, and yet his expression calm, not out of ignorance, but mastery. That is what Epictetus taught. A slave turned philosopher, he reminded us that while fate may break our bodies, it cannot bend our will unless we allow it. When we speak of anxiety, we speak of control, or rather, the loss of it. The Stoic response is radical. Let it go. Not because it does not matter, but because it was never ours to hold. "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to," said Epictetus. "Rather, wish that what happens be the way it happens. Then you will be happy." Hard words, uncomfortable truth. But that is where freedom begins. We are not machines waiting to be reprogrammed. We are not victims of every flicker of thought. We are capable of standing in fire and not burning. But to do so, we must train our minds as the Stoics did, with discipline, with detachment, and with unwavering presence. Control what you can: your breath, your response, your principles. The rest, fortune, timing, loss, is not within our dominion. And so we practice what the ancients called the dichotomy of control. We draw a line in the sand and say, "This is mine. That is not." You feel the anxiety rising, the chest tightens, the mind races. Pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, then it does not deserve your energy. If the answer is yes, then act, not with panic, but with poise. We do not conquer anxiety by fighting it. We conquer it by understanding it, like a storm whose winds cannot touch the earth beneath. Let us speak honestly. Some days will break us. Some nights The weight will feel unbearable. And yet, Stoicism does not promise perfection. It promises resilience, a slow, steady shaping of the soul like iron placed in fire, not to burn but to forge, and we must be forged, because the world will not grow quieter, but we can. We must become like the rock unmoved by the crashing waves, not cold, not detached from life, but grounded, rooted in something deeper than emotion, deeper than fear, a moral compass, a code, a will shaped by thought and trial. Marcus Aurelius again said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." That is our weapon, perspective. Imagine anxiety like a shadow. It appears larger the closer we are to the flame of fear, but when we turn, when we face it with clarity and courage, it shrinks. Not because the world has changed, but because we have. We are not alone in this struggle. Every great Stoic walked the same path. They felt the tremors of worry, the shiver of doubt, the clawing need to control what could not be tamed, and yet they emerged, scarred but strong. Their wisdom lives in us, not as relics of the past, but as tools for today. When the mind spins, when sleep will not come, when you are buried under thoughts that scream of danger and doom, pause. Return to breath. Return to the moment. Return to your inner citadel, the unshakable place that no fear can reach. It is already within you. You have simply forgotten. There is no need to outrun anxiety. You are not its prey. Stand still. Look it in the eye. Speak as a Stoic would. This is not mine to fear. This is mine to face. We are the architects of our own peace, the guardians of our mental kingdom, and though the winds howl and the storm threatens to swallow us whole, we will not bow, not because we feel no fear, but because we know we are greater than it. If this voice within you still trembles, let this be your reminder. You are not broken. You are becoming. Share this message with those who walk in silence, fighting invisible battles. Let them know there is a path forward, ancient, tested, and timeless. And if you seek more of this journey, of strength, stillness, and soul, return here. We walk this road together. Stay resilient, stay grounded, live as a Stoic.